Hey guys, Default here today. I'm going to give you guys kind of a podcast episode, if that makes sense. So I will be, discussing about upcoming games, etc., and also like talks and stuff like that. Hopefully, I can also get a Discord call so I can also, talk to other people, and hopefully they have webcams and stuff like that. So get all that. So just to put it out there, I am trying to do different type of content. So kind of sprinkle a little bit to see what everybody likes. Just kind of try to do this, do that. See what everybody likes. I'm also still doing music, but I won't be doing music videos anymore. I'll just release a song and blah blah blah. I still will be releasing music on this channel, but not as like frequently because obviously it's going to be on BandLab. So if you guys want to listen to my music that I've been making, it is on BandLab still. Let me pull up my BandLab account actually, just to show you, just to give you proof that I still have it. And we'll get started with the podcast. But it's kind of just the top. So here is my. If you are watching, or sorry, you are listening through YouTube Premium and you're just having your phone off, it is Default Games, and hopefully you guys can see that. Oh, whoops. Um, but yeah, it's Default right here. You guys can't really see it, but that's me. Default Games on BandLab. Feel free to check me out, and yeah, we're gonna get this thing started. So feel free to relax. If you're listening to this while you are sleeping or just, drinking coffee, whatever the heck you were doing. It's nothing going to be too crazy. Hopefully in the future I can pull up Discord calls and call my friends and etc. We'll also talk about upcoming games, etc. Blah blah blah. So it's kind of just like a settled down type of thing. I always wanted to do a podcast in the future. Hopefully I can do that in the future. But yeah, I would love to do that. So anyways, we're going to move on to the actual topic that I wanted to talk about, which is everybody's still discussing about if the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is it DLC or is it a sequel. So people are still arguing about that and still arguing like, oh, it's a $70 DLC or $60 DLC and blah blah blah. It's not. For my own opinion, it's not. And probably some people will disagree with me, and I completely understand that because, for one, that's just your own opinion. I can't really say anything because that's your own opinion. But for my own opinion, for this game specifically, if you're watching this video, this game specifically is not a DLC. For one, there's already the main points already is the maps. So you got the Sky Islands, you got the main area. It's already changed, completely changed. Like the whole terraformed and everything like that, it's already completely different. I played Breath of the Wild like every inch of the game, and then now Tears of the Kingdom. I haven't been really playing it, to be quite honest with you, not as much as Breath of the Wild at the time, but I probably will go back into it and play it more. I have been taking a break from playing that game for a good month or so. So yeah, I'm actually getting back into Animal Crossing, to be quite honest. But anyways, and yeah. So, but anyways, going back to Tears of the Kingdom, everything's different on the actual map itself. Not only that, the underground is still a thing. I'm actually still trying to figure out like a couple spots here now and then. But other than that, you got a whole new map. You got a whole new set of, I guess, powers, if you want to call it that, or whatever you want to call it. The Ultra Hand type of thing. You got that, and not only that, you get the build segment. That was obviously not in Breath of the Wild. They cannot physically, for DLC for Nintendo and for instance, they don't just like put out anything. So for DLC, here's more of an example of DLC difference from a sequel. DLC is basically just overlaying already a game that has already existed. So the expansion pass, for an example, for Breath of the Wild, it was just an expansion pack to give you more information about the story and to get you more familiar, like how these champions become champions, etc., and then blah blah blah. But in Tears of the Kingdom, they gave you the after, what happens after Breath of the Wild. So that's literally a sequel. That's like pulling up Last of Us Part 2. I know a lot of people are going to hate me for this one. So I never played Last of Us Part 2, but I have played the first one. but I know for sure that Last of Us Part 2 would technically be DLC. And everybody's going to be like, well, what? Like, that's stupid. No, it's a sequel. It's a sequel. I've never played the game. I know I've seen, like, the first probably 10 minutes of the game, and that's it. So, what I'm going at for DLC to a sequel, so for an example, I was going to pull up Spider Man Remastered, or Spider Man PS4, whatever. Those those packs, those are DLC. And then you compare it to Miles Morales. That is pretty much a DLC, quote unquote, but it does have different move sets. I wouldn't consider it being a sequel, but it is kind of like a spin-off game, for an example. Um, but I wouldn't consider it being a DLC. Obviously, Spider-Man 2 is coming out next month, right? Next month, right? October 20th? Yes. So yeah, we're getting a sequel. So Miles Morales doesn't count as a sequel anymore. Now Spider-Man 2 is actually legitimately happening now. So, in other instance, Tears of the Kingdom is not DLC. It is I want to say it's a sequel. It is technically speaking because it continues after the story of Breath of the Wild. So, you know, you can't have like it seems like people want just the number 2 at the end of each individual game just to significant I can't even say it. Signify I can't even talk. I can't even say specific words. Like I can't say genuinely, but signify that it is a sequel or a DLC. And this is where it comes to a point where it's like, why are people fighting about this? Like, it's a DLC. It's after Breath of the Wild. The whole game is a whole different game. You have the skydiving movements, not only that, the Ultra Hand movements, the builds, and you're not even fighting Guardians anymore. You're pretty much fighting, like, random fucking monsters, to be quite honest with you, or Ganon's army. And not only that, you're fighting Ganondorf itself. You're not even having the Divine Beast anymore. You're having just sages and stuff like that. It's completely new. The whole game itself is like, how long is this game actually? Let me pull it up. How? Sorry, I'm gonna look this up actually. How long? Doesn't even tell me. Roughly around 50 to 60 hours. Roughly. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, keep this in note. The expansion pass, it takes around, I believe, like 6 hours, right? Yeah, 5 or 6 hours. So roughly 5 or 6 hours to beat. Uh, so take that as you will. Take that information as you will. But Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is not a DLC. It is a sequel. Now, for an example, again, for Spider-Man, it's completely different. But now since we have Spider-Man 2, now we legitimately have a sequel. So Tears of the Kingdom is Tears of the Kingdom is a sequel to Breath of the Wild. It's already put out there. It is a sequel, and I don't get why people are still like on this right now, and they're like, "Oh, but you're paying $70 for DLC." That doesn't mean shit. You're spending $70 for Spider-Man 2, and it's essentially DLC. That you can essentially say that right now. I can literally look at the camera and believe that to myself. And honestly, you can think about that right now as you sleep right now, or drinking coffee or whatever. If you're listening to this through your phone or whatever you're listening to, you can essentially think that right now. You can say like, "Oh, but Spider-Man 2 is not a DLC." It isn't. But the thing is that for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, it's not DLC. It's a complete sequel. There's a whole different movement, and you guys can say, "But Spider-Man 2 is different," though. Not really. I mean, I just saw the gameplay right now. The only thing different right now is the web wings right now. Peter Parker and Miles Morales still have their technically the same air tricks, technically speaking, but you got, the web wings, and not only that, the symbiote suit, and, et cetera, with Venom, and that's pretty much it. And not only that, UI, yeah, God dang it, I can't even say it. The interface of the game, God, I can't even talk today. Every time I'm sick or just like super super mad, I can't talk. But anyways, the interface of the game is completely different. The map and everything like that is super super different. It got bigger, which is nice. I honestly want to play this game, to be honest, but I'm waiting for it to be on PC. And that's the same thing with this guy over here. Tears of the Kingdom. It's bigger map, so you guys gotta pick and choose which one you guys do. You really want the number 2 just to be at the end of each game, or do you just want to have everything given, basically just spelled out for you? Because we don't need that. We don't really need to justify, it is a sequel or it is DLC. It is not DLC. It is not. It's like saying that. I'm trying to think of a game that's like roughly close to Tears of the Kingdom. Like, it doesn't even have a number 2 at the end. I'm trying to think of a video game that doesn't have that. We'll just use. There's like not a lot of games, but you guys get my point. If you guys can think of any other games, let me know in the comments down below. There's like probably multiple games that don't have the number 2 at the end, or number 3, or whatever the case may be. There's always a continuation of something. The Assassin's Creed games. A lot of the Assassin's Creed games don't even have sequels. They're essentially, connected to one another. I know the Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 and 3 were essentially the same thing, and not only that, you get the spin-off ones, which is Brotherhood, then Revelations, and then Assassin's Creed Liberations, and etc., etc., etc. But they're still technically intertwined with another. That's what I was trying to get at. Sorry, my bad. That was the game I was trying to think of, and it just couldn't spit it out, so it was one of those games. But yeah, you get my point. Like, we don't need a number 2 at each individual game. We can identify which one is a sequel and which one is DLC. Because if you're spending 50 to 60 hours into a $70 game, that considers a sequel. If you're spending 6 hours and you're spending $70, there's something wrong with you. And you really need to reevaluate how you spend money, because honestly, I spend like amount of stupid money, but I ain't that stupid, But anyways, yeah. Not only that, you do get like all the unlockables pretty much already right out of the door. And Tears of the Kingdom, like, I'm kind of mad too, because I did pre-order the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask Majora's Mask Amiibo. I did pre-order this. I'm not mad. I don't regret not getting him, because I did want to get him at first. So regardless, it's still kind of pointless though, because now it's just a glorified statue. Same thing as even the Tears of the Kingdom amiibo, because I also got that too. I pre-ordered this too, and essentially just a glorified statue. So that's the only thing that I definitely don't like, is that now, like, everything's not behind a paywall now. Now it's just kind of just given to you in the game by browsing the whole map and everything like that. So it is a little bit kind of just like that kind of sucks, but whatever. It's not as cool as it was in Breath of the Wild. That's the only downside of playing Tears of the Kingdom, but other than that, by all means, everybody else, just, take it as you will. Take the information as you will. Remember, DLC and sequels are 2 separate things. Identify those differently. Don't just say, like, oh, well, it's an add-on to Spider-Man, or it's an add-on to Legend of Zelda. It could be to any game, and you won't even know it. I was also, Mario vs. Donkey Kong. There you go. I think Mario vs. Donkey Kong is actually labeled, now that I think of it. Because I was thinking of that game right now, because that game's coming out. Oh yeah, I gotta give information about that. Honestly, I want to talk about that after this. Where would I find all of them? How many are there? Yeah, so Mario vs. Donkey Kong, in March of the Minions, or Minis, sorry, Minis March again. And Mini Land Mayhem, Minis on the Move, Tipping Stars, Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge, and Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which is the remake. So yeah, that's also one of them, but they're essentially like little miniature games. So, um, but anyways, we're gonna move from the whole rant and stuff like that, and talk about Mario versus Donkey Kong and the whole Nintendo Direct and everything like that. So we're gonna talk about that, to be quite honest with you, because I really want to talk about that because it just made me so happy. I know that. Okay, so this is my perspective. I don't know if I actually legitimately did a whole video about this, but I want to talk about like how I actually feel because it's just something that I want to share. Because I grew up playing Mario vs. Donkey Kong on the Game Boy Advance, and I'm actually thinking about getting on the Game Boy Advance, to be quite honest with you, because I love that game. That game is my favorite game of all time, just because how it was a puzzle game, and it wasn't just like your well-known Super Mario game. And not only that, it was super fun. It was super goofy. It was challenging at the time because at the time I was around, see, it's 2004. I was born in 1998, so I was roughly maybe around like 6, 7 years old probably. And I wasn't really that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but playing that game was really fun. And growing up on it and just seeing now being remade into the Switch, it just, I didn't even think of it. Here's the thing. So I remember, I'm gonna try to go off of my memory of watching the Nintendo Direct. I remember watching the Nintendo Direct, and it's like, oh, Splatoon 3 DLC. That was the start of the Direct. And then when they dropped the bomb and saying like, oh, blah 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 blah. And then when I saw the whole layout and everything like that, I was like, are they making a sequel to Mario vs. Donkey Kong just to tease me or whatever? Because that's when the minis took over the whole series and stuff like that. The stupid 3DS game and the DS game or whatever. But no, this is a remake, and I was just like, like, like I was mind blown of how much I missed this game. Like I was honestly thinking like, oh, they're gonna put it on the Game Boy Advance online thing, and it's just gonna be another game. No, they're remaking this game. I didn't even think of it, and it honestly blows my mind that they just randomly picked this game, and it's like, why? Like, why is this game, out of all things? But I ain't complaining. I know for sure that I am going to buy this game, like, right off the bat once this game comes out. There's a lot of games that are coming out. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I'm eating good this year and next year because I'm going to name all the games that I'm probably going to be purchasing in the future. So, Sonic Superstars is one of them. Mario RPG, I actually pre-ordered that one. I didn't pre-order Sonic Superstars because I'm kind of like, I don't know about that one. But I did pre-order Mario RPG because I'm going to live stream that. And not only that, I've never played it, to be quite honest with you. I personally never played it. I've watched people play it when I was younger, and I was too young to like really play RPGs, and RPGs were too hard for me. But I remember watching the original SNES over at my cousin's house in Temecula, and she and my other cousin would play that game all the damn time. And I never understood why everybody liked that game at the time. And I kind of did when I got older, and I was just like, oh, like I kind of want to play that game, to be quite honest with you. But it's expensive. That game is expensive to get. But now since it's coming on Switch, I'm just like, by all means, dude, like give me, take my money, take my money. But yeah, so Mario RPG, Spider-Man 2, I want to get that game, but I'm just gonna wait for the PC if it ever comes out on PC. If not, then I'll just wait until I end up buying my girlfriend a PS5, or she somehow upgrades or whatever. So yeah, I'll end up playing it somehow. Not only that, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, and then there's like another game that's coming out next year. Oh, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I probably won't really, to be honest, get that game, but there's more games, but those are the games that I can remember on the top of my head. But yeah, I honestly cannot wait because I'm just eating really good tonight. Like it's really nice to see all my childhood games coming together and just being like, oh, here you go. Like I got Sonic, I got Spider-Man, I got both two Mario games I've missed or never played. Oh, Paper Mario. There was like one more game, the Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door. I remember renting that game over at Blockbuster. I remember living with my abuelo, and it was kind of pretty much not in the ghetto, but it was kind of just not in really good neighborhood. But it was, I remember walking down the street with my dad, and it was just after school, we were walking together, It was not at night, by the way. It was just during the day. It was right after school. We just wanted to go get a movie, and because I was staying at home, this is my first time ever staying at home with my abuelo. It was my abuela and my abuelo that was downstairs. We were living upstairs with them, and I had my very own room, and I had a GameCube, I had a Wii, and I had a 360. I did get a couple of like GameCube games, stuff like that. I did rent a couple of GameCube games over at Blockbuster, the nearest Blockbuster to me. I rented uh, Luigi's Mansion that way. I ended up buying it, actually, to be quite honest with you, from Best Buy, which is crazy. I don't know how you can do that, but you can apparently. So I think that was the time when Best Buy was going out of business. I don't really remember a whole lot from Best Buy to be or not Best Buy, Blockbuster. Sorry, but yeah, I remember Luigi's Mansion. I remember Star Fox Adventures. I remember playing Chibi Robo because my mom thought it was be a kid friendly game because she noticed that I wasn't really getting into Mario that much, and I was really focused on playing Call of Duty because at the time my cousin wasn't really a big Nintendo fan. He was more into Call of Duty and stuff like that. When he saw me playing that game, or when she saw me playing that game with my cousin, she thought like it was being bad for my brain. My parents didn't really want me to play a whole lot of blood and gory games because for me, I don't like seeing blood a whole lot. So yeah, when I was younger, so I would get like the randomest games ever. So I did have Chibi Robo for rent. I didn't own it. I know for sure I rented that one because I had to turn that one back in. I did get Pokemon Battle Revolution from Blockbuster, which was really cool. I didn't get the case for it until like I sold it and then I bought it again. But this time I had the case for it, then etc. But yeah, I was honestly really, really, really. Oh, and I also had my DS Lite and my DSi at the time also. But anyways, what does this have to do about Thousand Year Door? So going back to Thousand Year Door, I rented that game over at Blockbuster. I remember playing this game for like a good about like 10 minutes or so. I don't remember a whole lot, or at least doing anything at all because I was stuck at the beginning, I think. I remember the little girl Toad. I remember seeing her, I can't even show you guys because I can't even describe it. You know the little pink Goomba thing, the little mushroom, the one with the hat and everything, the one that's on the box. I remember seeing her a whole lot because I just didn't get what I was doing. And again, remember, this is like younger me. I didn't really play RPGs. I think the only RPG game that I've ever played ever in my life was Pokemon, and even then I wasn't even that good. Like I was just like, I want the stronger Pokemon or I want the legendary Pokemon. I was one of those type of kids, like I wasn't really into strategizing and stuff like that. I just wanted the stronger Pokemon. So yeah, I wasn't really into the RPGs and stuff like that. So that ascends to the puzzle games. I was really into Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I played the crap, and I mean the crap out of that game. I was insanely into that game. Not only that, I was really into the original Super Mario platform games, but there were the Super Mario Advance series. I had that one. I had the first one, and then I had the Super Mario World one. I think that was the second one. I'm not 100% sure. I had those two, and I was playing the crap out of those games. And I did have Sonic Advance 3 as a kid. I was playing more of the Mario games, though, than Sonic Advance 3 because I got stuck in Sonic Advance 3 because the bosses are insanely hard. And I had Sonic Adventure 2, so it didn't really make a difference. So, yeah, that was my childhood, to be quite honest with you. And it was so fun, seeing my childhood being blatantly, coming out next year and this year is just like, oh my god, like I can't believe I'm reliving my childhood. Like Mario vs. Donkey Kong, it just that was, man, that's a big hitter. But it comes out next year in 2024. I will be pre-ordering this hopefully soon. I'm not 100% sure where I want to pre-order it at because you can order it on Amazon, Best Buy, or GameStop. Which is weird because now that I think of it, they don't do Target or Walmart no more. It doesn't even matter if I shop at Walmart or not. It is $50, just to keep that in mind, just letting you guys know that. It is $50. It comes out February 16th of next year. So keep that in mind. And it's also cool too because it's close to me and my girlfriend's anniversary, and our anniversary is 9 years. 9 years, you guys. And I probably will be doing an anniversary stream. Hopefully, me and my girlfriend can play together. It's just an if she can. But yeah, either that we'll end up playing Mario Bros. What is it? Super Mario Bros. Wonder. That's also another game that I wanted to play too. I'm not really excited about the game, but just like it looks cool. It looks fun. So we might play that game, to be quite honest with you. I'm not 100% sure if we'll get on day one, but we might get it. But yeah, so this game comes out February 16th, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, and let me check the other games actually. When does I know Super Mario RPG comes out November 10th, something like that. I just saw it and it went away. Dang, it came out in 1996. Wow. That's Oh, they already put out the pre-order bonuses? Ooh, what do you get? You get I'm like researching right now. Researching it right now. Oh, you get a pin set? Oh, dude, I'm gonna keep my pre-order then. Okay, I'm gonna keep my pre-order in GameStop right now. I pre-ordered it instantly. When it said pre-orders are available over at your local retailers, and I was just like, boom, I'm going to GameStop. Well, GameStop wasn't my first option. I was still kind of waiting because the pre-order bonuses weren't out yet. But first things first, the game doesn't come out until November 17th. I wasn't even close, but I was relatively close. But it's November 17th. For GameStop, you do get a 6-pin set. It's not like, how do I explain this? It's not the pin set that you guys have to research it. I can't even say it. But an exclusive button set pins. You do get 6. You get Mario, Peach, Bowser, the Cloud Dude, and Geno, and then the whole logo. So it comes with 6, which is really cool. I love GameStop's pre-orders lately, so they're pretty cool. That's pretty much it. Now, let me actually, since we're moving on from this subject, excuse me. Oh, I'm gonna research all of these. Just GameStop exclusive. It is $60, by the way. Oh, I also forgot, since I'm still researching this, by the way, I did notice that Hogwarts Legacy is gonna be on Switch. I haven't even seen it on the eShop. Not even like for like on the eShop, to be quite honest with you. Not even for pre-order or anything like that. It's just there, But yeah, it's a little insane, Like, it's just nobody's really talking about it. I just saw it randomly on Best Buy's thing, and it was just like, what? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't even say like, what do I get out of this? Is it better than RPG? Okay, whatever. It doesn't even say like what pre-order bonuses come with Best Buy. I'm trying to look for pre-order bonuses for everything. I'm trying to scratch my nose too. I get an itchy nose. I'm trying not to sneeze too. It doesn't even say. But that's all I know so far. Maybe I can check on Twitter, actually, now I think of it. Or X. Twitter. Is it still called Twitter, or is it X? I'm not 100% sure. Because it has X. So it's just, I don't know. Okay, wait, Mario RPG pre-orders. Oh my god, I spelled this wrong. But yeah, Yeah, I don't even know what to think of like Hogwarts Legacy being on Switch. I don't think it's gonna run very well, to be quite honest with you. It's not. It's gonna be horrible, and it's just not gonna run very well. It's interesting though. It's like what? Like why is it here? So it's still there. If you guys go check on Best Buy's website, it's still there. Um, but other than that, there's nothing really there. Nobody's saying anything on Twitter actually. Yeah, it doesn't even say. It doesn't say like a pre. Oh, maybe pre-order bonuses. We gotta type that in. No, it doesn't even say either. Maybe I gotta look it up this way. Yeah, it doesn't even say. GameStop's the only one that announced that they're getting a pin set, which is cool. Random though. It's very random. They just kind of dropped it. Wait, Walmart just dropped one now. 13 days ago. Walmart has a keychain, a free keychain if you pre-order. It's kind of like a cheapy one. And then Super Mario Wonder is getting one. It's a keychain also. Doesn't say, oh, that's GameStop. GameStop is getting a keychain for Super Mario Wonder. And oh no, sorry, take that back. Canada is the one that's getting the keychain, which is stupid. Why wouldn't we get in the U.S. we get a sticker set, which is really, honestly not the greatest. But yeah, that's really it. Just Walmart and GameStop right now is announced. So far, I'm looking at like Google Images supposedly. So that's really it. Which is really really dumb. I don't get why we don't get any more pre-order bonuses anymore. Like we don't get them anymore. I know that Target kind of stops doing it now. For one, they don't really sell, and nobody really gives a squat about them. But other than that, yeah, that's really it. Damn, that sucks. I think the pin set is nice though. It's a nice gesture, you know. It's really nice. Really nice pre-order bonus, I guess I would say. But anyways, yeah, that's gonna be insane. Like I think that game is gonna be super super huge. I feel like going to that. I think I might live stream there or vlog there because that's gonna be a lot of people. Super Mario RPG, or Mario RPG is probably the most popular games ever, and everybody's looking forward to this. At least I think so. That's what I've been hearing. For me, this is more exciting to me because I've never played the original one. I always wanted to. Don't get me wrong. I always wanted to. But still, you know, like I've always wanted to play this game. And now I finally get a chance and play the revamped version of that one. So I'm super, super excited. I hope it's the same thing, like literally the same thing as just recoded painted or a new coat of paint. So hope that ends up being true. If not, then it's no harm, no foul. Nothing lost, nothing gained. But it is going to be cool to see the game being new, if that makes sense. Now the thing is though, Nintendo, if you screw up Mario vs. Donkey Kong, we're gonna have a discussion. So I hope the game has a hard mode. Dude, my nose is itchy. I'm sorry, my nose is itchy. If Mario vs. Donkey Kong is not the same thing as it was back then, I'm gonna start getting mad. But I am gonna be happy though. At the same time, we're just like, you didn't ruin my levels. I remember playing my favorite level series or part was the jungle one. The jungle one was my favorite one, and the lava one. And then there was I think the ghost one was pretty cool. It was a little difficult at the time. That's how far I've gone. I didn't remember playing anything else after that. So, anyways, Um, what else was I gonna talk about? There's something else in my mind right now. Oh, I also wanted to talk about my little theory right now. So my little theory right now is, and I've been mentioning this to my little brother. I don't know if I said this on stream or anything like that. I did put it out, and I'm gonna say this on the internet as a podcast. Um, I have a little theory, and it's about GameCube games because it's just running through my mind right now because this is just a big if. I don't know if it's for sure, but it's kind of just like it's kind of hinting a little bit because what if instead of making an online service for GameCube, how for Game Boy and Game Boy Advance and N64 and etc. And everybody's gonna be like, the one the hell didn't make N64 remaster games? Besides me, I don't really know, to be quite honest with you. I think they're just kind of done with the N64 and they want to try to like make money. So that's why they're doing GameCube. And I kind of spoiled it a little bit. They're selling GameCube games separately. Like they're not making online for it. Now they're not gonna do this. They're not gonna do the online thing because they know they can make a whole lot of money with GameCube games because how rare and how accessibly they are, and how they can remaster them, quote unquote remaster them, or however they want to do it with them, because they can just do whatever they want. So, say for an example, here's the first example: Super Mario Sunshine and Super Mario 3D All Stars. That was the first thing that came into my mind because it's like that's kind of cool, like how they kind of sold it separately, but at the same time, it's a game that Nintendo ignores. Like they honestly ignore all the time. It's either Super Mario Galaxy or Mario 64 they acknowledge. They never really acknowledge Super Mario Sunshine, and that's a very underrated game. And I don't know why everybody does not like that game. Maybe it's just the movements. I don't know, but the game is fun. I think it's fun. The movements, yes, it's very frustrating, blah, 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 blah. But it's still a fun game to play. It's still a fun game to experience. And not only that, you can spend among hours just playing that game. Just to just turn off your brain and just play, But then not only that, Metroid Prime came out. Now, where it also comes in is just like, that's interesting. Like, why would they just release Metroid Prime when they already talked about Metroid Prime 4 back in 2017, I believe? So they all of a sudden remastered the first Metroid Prime, which is on the GameCube. So I'm just saying, like, and not only that, they're remastering Super Paper Mario, A Thousand Year Door for the Switch next year. Hopefully, it's next year. But they're remastering another GameCube game for next year. So it kind of like turns your brain a little bit, kind of like, they're trying to make money off of us, which is actually really, really smart in a really smart way. Because Nintendo's not dumb right now. They're kind of thinking that we can make money off of this, actually, now that I think of it. Because Super Paper Mario A Thousand Year Door is like a $200 game. I'm not even joking right now. Like, I could check on eBay right now, check the eBay listings, and it's close to $100 to $200. Not if it's relatively over like $200, then you got some issues. So Paper Mario. I know I'm keep searching stuff up, but I just want to prove a point. So $80 loose, but for Player's Choice box is $150 plus shipping is like $5, $5.60, and for bids it's 91, 70. This one has no manual though. If you want a complete one, I'm trying to see if I can find a complete one. At least to buy now. It doesn't say right now. It just says bids. Complete. Well, it says complete. Yeah, complete is roughly around $90 to $100. So yeah, it's up there. It's expensive. The game is really expensive, and especially seeing that. I know eBay's not the best choice, but if we ever go to a game store or anything like that, the struggle of seeing that game. That game is like a $200 game. Like simply just hands down, it's going to be a $200 game, roughly around there. Maybe under $200, but other than that, that's it. It's the most expensive game, I believe, in the GameCube, besides Fire Emblem, I think. But yeah, Paper Mario is hands down one of the expensive games on the GameCube, and Nintendo's like seeing that right now. So What they're trying to do is it kind of smart. What I'm thinking as Nintendo executives right now is that they don't want people to pirate games anymore, and they're just full out just like, okay, fine, we'll feed into it. We'll see how it goes, because apparently everybody likes Super Mario Sunshine. Not only that, everybody loved Metroid Prime Remastered. We're gonna put out Paper Mario Thousand Year Door and see how it goes. And everybody flipped out. I knew everybody flipped out. I saw a lot of YouTubers flipping out because that game has been completely ignored for years. Same thing as Paper Mario 64 for a good while until, they put out 64 online. And then now it's just like, and now you're just kind of just like, how do we react to this now? Now they're remaking older games and just, here you go, like, how do you like that now? How do you like them apples? Now Nintendo's legitimately listening to us, and it's insane. Now, what I'm also suggesting right now to Nintendo, please, if you are watching this video, I'm going to probably put this as a title, please put Legend of Zelda 4 Swords on the Switch. I don't care how you do it, but I want that game on the Switch. It just makes sense. Now, I'm talking about the GameCube port. Just keep that in mind. Please put that as a thing. Now, you could do it the Triforce Heroes way, and instead of, just playing with all your friends, like you have to play it mandatory, you can just make it, bots. You already did it for Triforce Heroes, so you can do that for Four Swords. Just remake the whole thing. So now you can play single player, or you can play with your friends online and local. So, etc., etc. Just hear me out, Nintendo. Like, that would just be, it'd be mind blowing at the same time. But I'm giving you free revenue, Nintendo. Please do that. Nobody really talks about that, which is insane to me. Nobody talks about Four Swords. I'm talking about like family friendly games, because we don't even see a Legend of Zelda game where you play online. I wouldn't. By the way, I wouldn't recommend putting online randoms, because I hear that a lot of Triforce Heroes players, they get literally a lot of incompetent players, and I get it, I understand, but yeah, don't do that. But you could do that, but you don't have to do that. So but yeah, it'd be really, really cool to see Four Swords coming out onto a remake or something like that. It's a very underrated game, and I don't think anybody really talks about it. Also, the Star Fox games, both of them, I know everybody's gonna be like, which ones are you talking about? What's up? You always gotta knock until I say, come in. What? Sorry, my little brother. What are you looking for, your Switch?
Where did my drink go?
Your drink?
Yeah.
You finished it. Your Switch is right there, though, by the way. Your Switch.
Do I just go in?
Huh?
I might.
Leave that there.
I think I should just come through. Thing in dead.
Okay, sorry about that. That was my little brother. He doesn't knock. Wait. Joey. Anyways, yeah, he doesn't knock very well. Anyways, what was I really interrupted with? The Star Fox games. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, everybody's gonna be like, which Star Fox games are you talking about? Star Fox Adventures and Star Fox Assault. I'm gonna drop the mic right there. Hear me out. Put those games on the Switch. I want to see a remastered version of those two games. Everybody's gonna hate me for that because it's like, no, I don't want to relive, Star Fox Adventures. That game is very underrated. It's not a good game. It's not a perfect game by all means, but it is a fun game. A lot of the GameCube games are super, super fun and very underrated. Here's the thing. I don't think they should remaster Luigi's Mansion because they've already remastered it on the 3DS. And I don't think that would be, honestly, very recommended. If they do it, then, by all means, everybody's going to be happy. But, nobody really plays a Luigi's Mansion game unless they really, really wanted to and just kind of screw it, we'll just release it just for the hell of it. So it's fine, it's whatever. But there's also another GameCube game, Chibi Robo would actually be really cool. Because I know a lot of Chibi Robo fans love that. I'm specifically not gonna play it if it comes out, but I'm just letting you know. That would be really cool to see. I'm thinking of like all the expensive games that nobody really like, or everybody really wants to play. Fire Emblem is one of them because that one's not accessible as much. Wave Racer, Wave Racer. Is it Wave Racer? I don't remember, but it's for the GameCube. Hopefully Sega can pull out Sonic Riders. I'm surprised they haven't pulled out Sonic Riders, the remake. If Sega can pull out remakes just like that, please remake Jet Set Radio. Just do this. Don't even make a new Jet Set Radio. Just re-release Jet Set Radio, Jet Set Radio Future, Sonic Riders, the original Sonic Riders, not some random ass one. Remake the original Sonic Riders, make it more accessible to everybody, and just full out put on, just bam, that's where it gets you. Sega, Nintendo, come on, put it out there. Pokemon, on the other hand, because I know Pokemon and Nintendo be kind of like going in here, Pokemon Gale of Darkness and Pokemon Colosseum. Maybe Pokemon Channel, no, I'm just playing. That would be really cool, though. Seeing Pokemon Channel being in one of those two games, if they ever released, that would be really cool. To be quite honest with you, I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad about that, but I would be kind of just like, why? You'd be kind of just like, huh? And same thing as Pokemon Storage Box, if they really wanted to be quite honest with you. It wouldn't really make any sense, though, because you have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. That probably won't happen, though, but it'd just be kind of funny. But yeah, Pokemon Gale of Darkness and Pokemon Colosseum. I'm already thinking about everybody that's on GameCube right now. And yeah, F-Zero GX, I think it's called GX, but F-Zero GX on the GameCube. Come on, Nintendo. You gotta put some F-Zero out. At least put one of the good ones, and that's one of the good ones. I know everybody's talking about like, oh, what about the original NES one or the SNES? Is it the SNES one? I don't know, but either the GameCube one or some other one, or remake, or sorry, not remake, but make a new one. So yeah, I'm just putting it out there, Nintendo. I'm already giving you free money already. If you need more ideas, I'm one of those people, and I'm very nice, and I think about all the customers. Like it's like, oh, like maybe it's not possible to really honestly make this game right now, and maybe we should just wait for it to be honest with you. Because right now we need a Metroid Prime game. We need F-Zero, Metroid Prime, and now that I think of it, we need a Yoshi's game right now. Because the Switch game that we got for Yoshi was Yoshi's Crafted World, and it was a good game, but it wasn't that like solid. And we really need a new Yoshi game because we've been popping out Kirby games like left and right. And to be quite honest with you, nobody really gives a shit about them, to be quite honest. And they just announced for the Game Boy Advance that they put out the Kirby game that's coming out on the 29th. So, yeah, you're pumping out Kirby games like it's nothing. But it's kind of just, you're shooting blanks, to be quite honest with you. And that's a very weird, example or metaphor for an example. Yeah, just really, really bad shots. You gotta like put it out there. I'm by all means though, I am happy though to see you're thriving in the Game Boy Advance thing, but just please hear me out. Put those games out on the. If you're gonna sell a remake GameCube games, those are the games. Sega, Pokemon, Nintendo, talk to each other. Make this happen. Make GameCube games sold separately. Don't remake them like crummy how Sunshine was. I mean, Sunshine wasn't really that bad, to be quite honest with you. Everybody says that it was. To me, it wasn't. I didn't really notice the difference. It was a whole lot brighter, I can be honest with you. But other than that, yeah. Hello? Yeah. You downstairs right now? Okay. I'll be right there. Right. So anyways, I actually have to cut this short, actually. My dad needs me right now. But anyways, yeah, keep that in mind, to be honest with you. That's gonna be like just saying, Nintendo. Talk to me. My emails. I love Nintendo. You know, like just saying. You can see all the other Nintendo YouTubers and stuff like that, but to be quite honest, I think the customers, and I'm one of those customers. Like I want to see Four Swords Adventures and Star Fox Adventures being a thing on the game on the Switch, but by all means. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast type of thing. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the day. I'm sorry about my squeaky chair, my very squeaky chair. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night right now. Currently now, it is 9:02 p.m. But I hope you guys enjoy the day. See you guys on the next episode. Alrighty, bye guys.